Everyone's seemingly bullish about next year. Is that the way this is going to go?
Well, we don't see a recession on the horizon, and I would argue, again, like some of the other speakers that you've had, that stocks look slightly expensive across every metric. But that said, even if we do see a pullback, and we probably are overdue for a pullback, you typically see a 5% pullback a couple times a year. We haven't had one in over a year, but 5 to 10% retrenchment that's not accompanied by a recession tends to bounce back pretty quickly. And so in the case that does, what we've been telling our clients is really, keep a wish list, keep some names on the back burner that you might be able to get into.
It's a wish list that might never come around because the corrections are getting shorter and they're getting shallower, and we're becoming conditioned. Investors are becoming conditioned not to wait for the 5 or the 10, but to see a 100-point drop, a 150-point drop on the Dow, and just fill the gap.
Well, and that's one reason why we also suggest that we're not necessarily saying keep your powder dry, but really stick to long-term allocation targets. Don't try to time the market, because everything I just said about stocks looking slightly expensive, I would have said about 3 years ago, and you would have left a lot of money on the table.
Mike, Regan, your thoughts?
Well, looking at yesterday was kind of an interesting day. Just stepping back and looking at the Thanksgiving week, for whatever reason, it's a bullish week historically. Bespoke Investment had a note out about this. It's usually about a 0.7, 0.8% gain over the 4 days for the S&P. For whatever reason, I can't really figure it out other than low volume. But yesterday the volume wasn't that low. So seasonally, it's a bullish week. And then looking at the industry groups leading yesterday. Very much the same groups that have led all year. So tech, healthcare, on the bottom of the stack you had energy, telecom. So it's that time of year where I'm not sure anyone wants to write an end of year letter to their investors saying we sold out of all the FANG stocks. So it's too early for window dressing, but it sure looked like it yesterday a little bit.